Good afternoon, guys. Welcome back to another episode of BlissNiques. Beanie here. My wife Flavia is inside the cab there. We'd like to introduce you to our beautiful new boat, the Spartancraft 690 hardtop. What a boat! What a boat! So this is our dream boat. We saw this in the Perth boat show end of last year. I think it was about September last year, and we just fell in love with it. We'll go through why we fell in love with it as well. A lot to do with it is because of the price. And then this video, I'll do a bit of a review on it as well. We have had it for about almost a month now, and we've done a few trips out in it, so we can actually review it properly. Most of the trips have been pretty federal weather, so the first 3 trips, it was blowing about 15, 20 knots, and I really wanted to take it out anyway and just really see how it handled. So I don't want to be doing a review and it's just been beautiful weather each time, because that's not telling the truth. So we actually filmed this a couple of weeks ago, and we had this awesome day out on the water. It was like one of those days in Perth that it only happens once every 6 months, and it was amazing. Complete glass off, and I got all the way home, uploaded all the videos onto the laptop, and the GoPro malfunctioned on the actual review part. I got all the other videos, just the actual review, it malfunctioned. So I'm doing it all again, but there was actually a few things that I missed on that video, so I get to do it this time. All right, so what I'll do is I'll run from the front to the back, all the good things and everything in between, and I'll give you a bit of what I would change. There's a couple of things that I'm not too happy about, but we can change them in the future, and all the mods I'm going to do in the future as well. So if anyone's watched our videos knows I don't keep things standard. I spend a lot of time and a lot of effort and money on just modifying the cruiser and the old boat as well. So this one's not really any changes. All right, so the first mod I did anyway was put these new lights on. These are from BlissNiques. They used to be called Supernova for about a year ago, and I used these on the Land Cruiser. They are amazing lights. So if you're ever looking for any kind of spotlights, light bars, check out BlissNiques, they're called, A-L-T-I, I think it's Q or X, I can't remember. And they used to be called Supernova. And yeah, I've used them on the cruiser for over 2 years now, and they are amazing. So give them a go. We have the Lone Star electric winch. My God, it makes life so much easier, I can tell you. Oh, that was one of my favourite things about the new boat, is having a winch that I can just don't have to pull the bloody anchor up like the old boat. All right, so we'll run into the back. We do have the EVA decking on here, which is very handy. It's very comfortable underfoot, and it's grippy as, and it doesn't get too hot walking on the fiberglass, which is very good. The hatch is good, nice solid front on it, so we can sit on here, we can stand on here if we want to. The roof, run through onto the roof, hopefully don't fall in the process. Nice hard top roof, which is, I will never go a soft top ever again after owning this. We have had this for about a month now, and we've done a fair few trips in it, and most of those trips have been in very feral weather, but it's good because I really wanted to check out how it handled in crappy weather. And mate, this is probably, I know I'm probably being a little bit biased, but boats this size, between the sort of the 5.5 and 7 meters, this is probably the comfiest boat I've ever been getting in crappy weather. Check it out. I'm actually going to put a big solar panel at the back there. I could probably get about a 200 watt, I reckon. Rod holders, these little hatches, I will go through once we get in there. Very happy with these, so I have an aircon. Run through into the back. Easy to get around when you're not holding a camera. All right, into the back. So we are powered by the lovely Mercury 225. It is just an engineering brilliance, I tell ya. I actually had all intentions of going to a 300 Merc, and then I sort of asked him, is there any real massive benefit of having a 300? And he sort of said, it uses a bit more fuel. You get probably 2 or 3, 4 knots at top speed faster, but that's about it. So he said power to weight, the 225 V6 is perfect, and for economical as well. So I'm still working out all the whole the fuel consumption. We've still got heaps of traveling to do. I really want to check all that out before I start doing big trips. But yeah, so far I've had it about 36 knots, and that was pretty packed up in the boat. So yeah, the guys at High Tech Marine, they got theirs up to 40 or 41 knots on the Swan River there. So she gets up in boogies, that's for sure. At the back, we've got the live bait well. I'm actually going to convert this into just a freshwater tank, and I'll have like the showers as well. So we'll have a little shower system come up so you can just pull it out, rinse yourself off. We're going to be setting this boat up so we can do big trips. So it's not just a big fishing weapon, it's going to be big trips. So we can do 1, 2, 3 a week, trips away, up north, down south, around here. Yeah, so that's my big plan. That was the reason why we went for this boat, because it's going to be absolutely comfortable as going anywhere we go. So yeah, what do you think, babe, so far? Pretty good, pretty comfortable. All right, so on the back area, this is sort of one of those areas that I just wasn't quite sure about when I first saw the boat, and I'm still, yeah, look, this is sort of a bit of it is a cruising boat, but it's also a fishing weapon, offshore fishing weapon that they do. And the back area, I thought they could have set it up just a little bit better, and had a lot more room for bait board and stuff like that for a nice setup. They do come with a bait board, but I decided against it because I knew I was going to change it. So they took the price of that bait board off the price of the boat. So which was good. There's a few things like that I've done on the boat where I just went against it and just got that money off the boat. So it was a good option to have that. I've got a 1 kilowatt transducer. So the reason why it is set up like this is because they've maximised the deck space. This motor comes right up to here, and on the overseas, on the bigger motors, they need to put this down. That's why it's on Lucky's. They need to put this down just to fit the motor up. So it sort of kills that whole area for a bait board, an awesome setup bait board, but don't worry, I've got plans. Now this down here is a very good setup for it to be in place. So yes, we don't have the bait board, but this section here is amazing. This is you could fit 3 people comfortably on this seat. It is super comfortable, lays around. This is where Flavia would be sunbaking, correct? She can have the sun. I can't deal with it with my pale skin. But yeah, easy to set up. I can take that off if we really want to, but it folds away nicely. It's easy to use, and it just makes sense. In the back, we've got drill batteries in the back. This door is pretty average in my opinion. It's just pretty basic, but it's there. We'll see how we go. We might even just take it off. See how we go. We've got the deck wash on my side, very good. All the bilges are underneath. The water drains straight out, so self-draining deck, which is good. This deck, so a little bit of information about this deck. Sorry, this hull is completely timber free, so there's no timber at all in it, and it's resin infused? No, sorry, vacuum infused resin. I'm coming off night shift, guys. Sorry, my brain's a bit dead. It really is. Anyway, so it's vacuum infused resin, and it's super strong, and it's super thick, and it's very light. So the whole hull is done in that. So that was another thing, and it's 10-year warranty as well. So that's pretty bloody good. If anyone knows marine, anything to do with marine, 10 years is a long time. So yeah. Now under here, this is one of the only gripes are real, apart from the back, but another gripe is the fuel tank is only 220 litres. So for a full offshore weapon, 220 litres might sound like a lot to people on land, but out in the ocean, there's no petrol stations. So we're going to have to take jerry cans, which is a bit of a pain in the butt. In a boat this size, I would expect a maybe 300, 350 minimum fuel tank, which I would have been happy with, but 220, that's getting down there in the bottom end of the scale. So we'll see. Anyway, these like I said, these motors are very economical. I'm still working out how far we can go. Yeah. All right, running through, Eva deck right through, very comfortable underfoot. Seats very comfortable. They fold up. Gives you heaps of room on the actual cockpit. I've just put a magnet there for my phone. Quite easy. We've got the Simrad 12-inch. Now the Simrad 12-inch, I've come from two of the cheapest sounders money can buy in the old boat, and I've come to one of the best sounders money can buy. If you're ever going to spend any kind of extra money on anything to do with fishing and boating, definitely jump on the sounder market. Just put aside the rods and reels for a little while and get a decent bloody sounder, because that makes a hell of a difference, I can tell you right now. Anyways, we've got all the lights throughout the boat. We've got lights up the top, both sides. Obviously the ones I put out the front, cab lights on the side there. It's these little lights here, both sides, and the one on the inside. They might as well not even be on here. They're so piss weak at night time that you're still squinting and you need your bloody phone torch to look anywhere. So I will put another light on here somewhere at some stage. I'll probably put under here once we do the new roof, and we'll put one at the back as well, and we'll keep it all nice and bright. See things at night time. In here we've got just a storage. I'm actually going to put a spare anchor in there. The floats and some rope. It does get wet in there every now and then if you're washing down the deck, etc. EPIRB. Now up here we have the little air vents. A lot of boats have one or none. This one comes with two on each side, not one on each side, but two. And I can tell you now, they are amazing. It's just like having aircon, your own little aircon. The other day when we were getting around, it was pretty warm, and we actually did this video, and it failed on me. The GoPro just died and didn't record. It only recorded 1 bloody minute on an awesome day. So frustrating. But anyway, it was a warm day, and she had hers open, and I couldn't feel it as we were getting along, and she just had this beautiful breeze coming through, and then I opened mine, I could feel mine quite easy, and she shut hers and she couldn't feel mine. So it's like a personal little aircon that you have as you're getting along. It's pretty bloody cool. Eva roof sort of helps with the heat coming off the roof, I'd say. Nice bar that goes right down easy to hang on to if the weather's a bit crazy. Got the stereo up top, two-way. I've got zip wake, which is auto leveling. Very, very good so far. I chose for the auto rather than the manual. I'm glad I did, because you're forever playing with the tabs. So I went auto. What else? We'll go into the cab. It is a little bit messy right now, so bear with us. One thing I do like about it is this door. So the shape of the door, I can stand up in the cab and not worry about hitting my bloody head. I know there's a few other boats that you end up hitting your bloody head when you're going in and out of the cab. So part of the reason why we went this boat as well is that we checked out a few other boats, and they just weren't quite big enough inside the cab for me. I'm 6 foot tall, and I would have been hitting either the top or the bottom. And this one I just cleared both ends, so that was a big plus. It's a decent sized cab, as you can see. Heaps of storage on both sides. I've just put these rod holders up here just to get the rods out of the way, so they're not just bouncing around the cab. And they're well and truly out of the way. It works really well. Yet another mod that I've done already. But other than that, I'll go through some of the mods that I'm actually going to do. And first of all is the seats. So I'm going to box out the seats. I'm going to have an esky here with a seat on it, and then a pull-out drawer that actually has a stove, a cooker, and the gas bottle will be resting on that little plate there. On the left side, we have, underneath the Flyby seat, we'll have a Bushman 65 litre fridge, a couple of drawers. We'll have the lithium battery set up here, and then we'll have another seat top on top, so we can take some people around, put it that way. And the way Flavia's sitting right now, she can have a nice little lounge to herself. Another mod is this table. This is the first mod. I actually did this on the first day. I already had it in the shed ready to go. It just goes onto this little bracket here, folds out, and it's a perfect table for this chair. And once I have the esky there with the seat top on it, it'll be perfect. Dinner for two, a couple of wines, frothies, cheese, biscuits. Beautiful. Another thing I would change on this boat too, if I was selling this boat as standard, is I would just put just at least a little patch of that decking here. As you climb up to climb around the side, it is very slippery, and if there's any kind of water or anything on it, and you almost go in, like I have a couple of times. But yeah, I'm going to get that done anyway. Once we finish all the boxes and a few other things, I'm going to sort of put that Eva deck in the same colour, of course, through it. Maybe a little bit at the front, maybe a little bit on the top. We'll see how it goes. But it's not cheap, that stuff. So, yeah, we can wait until... We can live without it for a little while, put it that way. On the back, I'm going to modify quite heavily. So up here, I'm going to extend the roof, pretty much have two rails that come down about 700 wide. They come down and they attach down the bottom here. And so it's going to have this nice little flat section of roof. That'll be where Flavia sunbakes will like to go fishing. But it'll come down here, and I'll have this nice bait board that has to be on draw runners just to shift it forward, just so the motor can come up fully. But that's the plan. It's going to take a little while. We've got to make some money now because we've just spent all the money on this boat. So it might take a little while, but it gives me something to do anyway, put it that way. Okay, so let's talk about price point and the reason why we bought this boat. So at the show, we sort of seen the Haynes Hunters and the Whitleys and Edencraft, Cruisecraft, and they're all jumping up there in price. Now they are a little bit fancier. I will admit they have slightly little better finishes on surfaces and edges and stuff like that. And like, for instance, the Whitleys and the Haynes, they have a lot more storage set up, a lot more seating set up and stuff like that. A little bit more fancy and attention to detail. Now that's where this comes into it. So this is probably about anywhere between 30 and 50 grand cheaper than the rest of them that we priced up and had a look in exactly the same sort of setup, as in like the hard top, the boat length, fiberglass, etc. And it was just basically because it's missing the bait board, nice fancy bait board set up, the storage, and things like that. Inside the cab, there's no storage under the seats, which is a little bit annoying. It's got storage in the middle where you can stand up, but that is about it. So it's a pretty basic shell that rides amazing. You're sort of getting a Rolls Royce for a ride for a Commodore, Chrysler Commodore kind of thing, where it's usually the other way around. But yeah, so the guys that we talked to at the show, he's owned a lot of other boats, and he swears that this is the best, comfiest boat that he's ever been in. So he sold us there. We got two on the back there. You got two big AirPods one on each side, and that just makes a hell of a difference when you're sitting in just swell like this, just a little bit of side swell. It doesn't sit there and rock like other boats I've seen do with hard tops, because you got a little bit of weight up top with the hard top, and I've been in boats where you're sitting there and you're rocking big time, where this one, it just sort of does one little rock and just then sits. It's hard to explain. You sort of got to really see it for yourself, but it is amazing how it just sits, and also when you're getting along, just sits perfect. So yeah, we're saving probably anywhere between 20 and 50 grand on the other boats, and then in that time, I can probably make the extras, like the fancy bait board, the extra storage and stuff like that. I can make that myself. I'm going to tackle it myself. I'm going to do a bit of fiberglassing and boxing up and stuff like that, and I don't know, if I stuff it up, I'll get someone to do it, but at least I'll tackle it myself first and try and save us a fair bit of money. And I reckon we could probably knock it out for about, the mods, about 10 grand, I reckon, as opposed to buying a boat that's already got all that stuff done for 50 grand more, 50, even more than that. Some of them are more expensive than that. So yeah, that was the plan. All I wanted was an awesome boat that had heaps of deck space, that handled it unbelievable, had the best powertrain you can get. I was either going to go Mercury, Yamaha or Suzuki, the big three. High Tech Marine, they're a Mercury dealership, so Mercury we went with. I'm glad we did because it's a bloody amazing motor. I'm sure the other two are as well, the same size, but geez, that sounds amazing. It sounds so crisp when it's when she's getting along. When I first saw the boat and then I saw how low the nose is to the water, I thought, maybe it's gonna spear into a few waves. And thank God that we did take it out in the feral conditions that we did. It was basically 20-25 knots offshore with the swell coming the other way, and it was just horrendous. But we really got to test it out, and I wouldn't do this review and say it's amazing if we didn't go out in conditions like that first. So, but yeah, I was expecting the nose to really dive into a few waves, and we hit these big holes in the water, and it didn't. If you've ever seen like a Navy ship with a real low front on it, it's exactly the same as that. It just disperses the water out sideways and keeps the boat up. It's bloody amazing how they've designed the hull of this, and it's very, very comfortable. And having such a low nose on the front, driving it onto the trailer, you can see absolutely everything. One of the things I absolutely love about this boat is when you're in the cab here, in the cockpit, you can see everything, every single inch of this boat, and the water directly right in front of the boat, which is, big positive, that's for sure. So that's about what we're up to. This is the new boat, and this is the adventures we're going to be going on in this boat. Fun times ahead. What do you reckon? We just got to wait for the good weather now. We're coming into winter, so. But it's nice to have a boat that I can do. I love my inshore fishing. I really do love my inshore fishing. It's a little bit more of a challenge, I find. And but it's nice to have a boat that I can do inshore fishing and also just shoot straight out and go miles out and not stress if the weather's going to blow up and be crappy. So yeah, once we deck it out, it's just going to be an absolute perfect cruising, fishing weapon of a boat that will go absolutely anywhere except for shallow water. All right, let me know what you think in the comments. Have we done the right thing? I reckon we have. The old boat's still up for sale, so anyone that wants to see that, that's on, I'm pretty sure it's on Boat Sales. But other than that, Boat City, check them out. Okay, I think that's us. Cheers for watching. Like, subscribe if you haven't already, and we will be looking at putting a new channel up. It will be just purely to do with this boat and all our fishing adventures and all our adventures in this boat. Just have to split the channel up. I thought I could make it work. Unfortunately, it doesn't work. YouTube do not like any more than one topic on one channel. Unless you're already really big and you decide to branch out, it just doesn't work. So the reason why is they'll send my fishing videos to all the camping audience and vice versa, and anyone who skips over my thumbnail, it just goes completely against me and they stop showing my videos. So that's the reason why we're doing it. I will let you know when we do it, so we can give you a link and you can hopefully jump over as well. But and we'll keep this channel purely for camping and to do with the Land Cruiser, the 105 series. All right, I think that's us. Cheers for watching, and we will see you again very, very shortly. I will hopefully be shooting up north next month in the cruiser just for a quick trip, so I'll take you along with me. Cheers.